Hello everyone, today I'll be continuing the 13th episode of Mahabharata. In the before episode, we heard that King Dhritarashtra called the Pandavas for the game of dice and the Pandavas agreed to come. After some days, Vidura brought the Pandavas to Hastinapura in a beautiful, very nice golden with white, nice, strong horses to Hastinapura. When the Pandavas reached Hastinapura, Dhritarashtra greeted them and the other elders blessed them. And then Dhritarashtra said, "Tomorrow we'll play the game of dice." The next day, the Pandavas were seated on one side and the Kauravas were seated on another side in a beautiful hall where all the elders were present. King Dhritarashtra, Bhishma, Dronacharya, Kripa and all other elders. And the Pandavas and Kauravas were seated on a beautiful orange mat. The leader on the Kauravas was Duryodhana, and the leader on the Pandavas was Yudhishthira. The leaders of the Kauravas and Pandavas would say the number, what they would need in the game of dice. And Shakuni would be rolling the dice. And the Pandavas will keep a bet and the Kauravas will keep a bet. To get the bet, the number they say, Shakuni will roll the dice. If it matches with the number of the Kauravas or Pandavas, if it matches with the Pandavas, they get the Kauravas bet. If it matches with the Kauravas number, then they get the Pandavas bet. So the first bet that Yudhishthira put was the golden, nice and fancy white horses, strong chariot that he came just now with Vidura. And Duryodhana's bet was his gems and jewels. And Yudhishthira lost. And then he bet on his money and wealth, and he lost it. Then he bet on his servants and he lost them. Then he bet on his soldiers, lost. Then he bet on his kingdom, lost. Then he thought, what should I bet on now? I lost almost everything. Then Shakuni told Yudhishthira, you have a lot more. You have your brothers and your wife, Draupadi, that you can bet on. So then Yudhishthira said, I bet on my two twin brothers, Nakula and Sahadev, and he lost them. Now I bet on my elder brother Arjuna. He lost him. Then now I bet on my only filing brother that's not lost, Bhima, and he lost him. Then Yudhishthira said, I bet on myself. He lost himself. I bet on my wife Draupadi. He lost Draupadi. Then after the Pandavas lost everything they have, Duryodhana said to his guard, bring servant Draupadi here. The guard came and said, our king Duryodhana wants you here, Draupadi, in Hastinapura. Then Draupadi said, Hastinapura, why? Because husbands had played the game of dice and lost, and have even bet on you and lost you. So then Draupadi said, did they bet on me before losing themselves? No. The guard said, no. They bet on themselves and then lost, and then they bet on you. Then Draupadi said, my husbands don't have the right to bet on me. Shoo, shoo, get away from here. So the guard went back to Hastinapura and said, Your Highness, Madam Draupadi said all this to say to you. Then Duryodhana said, You fool, did I say to you to narrate stories to her? Then next, Duryodhana said to Dushasan, This idiot is good for nothing. Go and drag Draupadi here, Dushasan, immediately. Dushasan got up from his seat and was immensely happy. He went to Indraprastha's palace, and that time Draupadi was drying her hair, and then Dushasan said, my king, the brothers, has called you servant. No. Hey, shoo, you shoo, shoo, shoo. Come on, shoo away, Draupadi said. Then Dushasan said, Shut up. You don't have the right to talk. Then Draupadi again said, Shoo, shoo. Then Dushasan pulled her hair really hard and dragged her into the chariot and dragged her to Hastinapura. And so then Duryodhana said, when Dushasan arrived with Draupadi, strip her clothes right away. So then Draupadi was running to not get stripped. She was running, but she got caught. Then she prayed to Krishna. Krishna put a kind of big hand that was putting sorry. As Dushasan kept on pulling her sorry, it got multiplied and multiplied. After some time, Dushasan got exhausted and fell on the ground. And then Draupadi vowed that I will never dry my hair, untie my hair until my husband killed Duryodhana. Then Duryodhana got wild and hit his lap. And he said, Draupadi, you servant, sit on my lap. Then Draupadi said, mind your words, don't call me servant. Then Duryodhana said, you should not be called a servant. Then Bhima was very angry and told, Oh Duryodhana, tear your ties and drink your blood. Bye everyone. I'll be continuing in the next episode of Mahabharata.